hate that idea of feeling guilty as a mum, feeling guilty all the time.
Oh gosh, I know that feeling. Actually, I wonder, do you think all mums have that feeling?
I think we do. I think we do. It might show in different ways. So
Okay.
I think for some mums, it's feeling guilty that you can't juggle both work and the children. For some mums, that might possibly have been me. Why can't I be one of those mums who can bake happily with their children and make a mess? Why can't I be one of those mums who loves crafting? But I'm just not one of those
Well,
mums.
my one was, why can't I be one of those mums who leaves the house and I look perfectly dressed? I haven't got like marks and stains and everything on me. I just like, yeah, I was like, why is that not me? Why can't I
Yeah,
be like those mums I see? How did they do it?
I know, I know. It's what is it? The comparison is the thief of joy. Isn't that what
Yeah, I
I,
know. Yeah,
I
but
think?
I swear I never saw another mum as disheveled as me.
Do you
I
know?
don't think that existed.
I mean, I always get the best compliments. Zoe, you look amazing. I'm like, oh, today I brushed my hair. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to own that one. Thank you.
Actually, talking of it like that, it's like it's true. It's like it's you brushed your hair one day, you know? It's like, oh wow, I actually paid attention to myself. But I
Yeah.
have mums who don't even go to the toilet. Like
Wow.
seriously, they'll hold on and hold on. I
Not,
mean, at
not
least
even, yeah, I
I
was
got
going to
there.
say,
It's just that I got interrupted, you
or
know?
you'd have an audience. Do these poor mums
Yes,
not
that's
have
right.
an audience? Do
For the
they?
2 minutes, you know, you
Yeah.
disappear like for 2 minutes,
Yeah.
if that, to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And no, apparently you're needed. You can't be spared for 2 minutes.
I mean, that way lies bladder infections. I'm going to be brutally honest there. That's quite an important self-care thing.
Well, and
Um,
look, and here's the thing, like, so that's what we're missing. Like, we're so busy feeling guilty about
Yeah.
what we're not doing as a parent.
Yeah.
We don't actually even get to feeling guilty about neglecting ourselves.
No,
I don't
no,
think. I don't
no.
think enough mums manage to think about themselves.
No, you get so wrapped up in it, and then you are just so exhausted by the end of the day. There is no space to think about what you need aside from maybe a warm cup of tea.
Mm.
Um, I mean,
Or a glass of wine.
or a glass of wine or a gin. I'm going to go back to the toilet example, but thinking about how we can have sort of moments of self-care or, really trying our best to look after ourselves, is having special toilet books for the children.
Hmm.
So they can sit, it's okay, mummy's going to the loo. Here are your
Mm.
special books just for the toilet. You may read these
Mm.
books only here. So I may
Mm.
avail myself of the facilities, keeping an eye on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it? But I think a big part of it is unless you've kind of got a community or your family around where you can call up and say, can you take the children for a couple of hours? Or could you come in for an hour or so? Or husband, father, could you just take half a day off work? I just need that
That's
pause.
almost like a luxury that we don't have these days, I
Yeah,
feel. Like
yeah,
some mums do,
yeah,
but a lot don't. You know, there just isn't that time and space for ourselves. So
yeah.
we're spending all this time feeling guilty about what we're not doing for our
Mhm.
kids. We're completely neglecting what we're not doing for ourselves.
Yeah.
We still want to be there doing more for our kids.
Mm,
Why? What
mm,
you talked about comparison. Is that what it is? Are we
yeah.
comparing all the time that we should be doing better?
I think there is a bit of that. And I also think because of education system, society at the moment, it's quite competitive. There is a
Mm,
sense of everything has to be happening at this particular stage. And if it doesn't happen at this particular stage, you have failed. And the fear of failure is very much built into a lot of elements of societal expectations now. And we feel that with our children. And it actually, I mean, I've had conversations with mums who have been just run ragged. And you say,
mm,
well, maybe only have 3 activities, extracurricular activities a week rather than
mm.
5. Maybe cut it down. And they just, the kind of, although they want to break, the thought of actually letting go. And he says, just for a term, can give up ballet for a term. Is little Gertrude going to be joining the Royal Ballet, age 11? No, no, no. So you could probably give it up for a term. Um, it's really hard. I think a lot of
So we're trying to do too much.
yeah,
Like we see the mum who does the baking, so we want to be the baking mum. We see the
yeah,
mum who does the school trips and
yeah,
takes the kids to school activities, so
yeah,
we want to be the mum who does that. We want to be the mum who does all those things. Only then are we a
yeah,
good mum.
yeah,
So we need to change our view then of what
yeah,
being a good mum is, do
yeah,
we?
yeah. And I
Will
think
that stop us feeling guilty?
well, I think what we actually need to focus on, rather than the out, which we do automatically, is actually focusing on the in. When are our children and when is our family at peace? So for some people, it might be only little snippets in the week. Focus in on those moments and what is happening in those moments. Is it actually blobbing about on a Saturday morning? Is it, do you know what, we have a walk? Maybe get rid of the ballet and replace that with a family walk. I think when you start to kind of get really grounded and discover what it is that makes the family tick, as well as filling your bottle, then you start to have a bit more space and you start to go, okay, what kind of mum am I? I mean, I know that I am a mum. I love my small children. I generally struggle with small children. I find them quite overstimulating. Even though I volunteered to do the parish All Saints party the other week with a mum who's amazing with small children. But I said at the end, I was like, I'm glad I've done this for the parish. I will not be doing this again. Next time, I will be doing the teas and coffees because I love doing that. That I love
Yeah,
doing. And I think, again, as mums, we go, okay, so I'm not the baking mum, I'm not the
yeah.
crafting mum, but maybe I'm the, come on, let's go for a run outside mum. Maybe I'm the, um, the sitting down reading a book mum. Maybe I'm the, come on, we're going to go gardening mum. And then,
So focus on your strengths
yeah,
of what mum you are.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you touched earlier on my area of whole needs parenting, which is
yeah,
all about that connection
yeah.
between the mum and children. And because you talked about, just like going for a walk, or it was all
Mm,
like very easy things in some
mm,
ways, spending
yeah,
some time together. And it
yeah,
reminded me of the post this week I put in my group, my Confident Mums Hub, was
yeah.
my parent tip was having a meal together.
Oh,
And the
so
research
important.
that they've shown about how vital or
Yeah,
how beneficial it is. And a lot of families can't even do, they can't do a meal together every day.
yeah,
I say, well, at least try and do it twice a week because this is so
yeah.
beneficial. Now, that is back to the connecting. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a little bit back to what you were saying, that those are the crucial bits. It isn't the baking, it
Yeah,
isn't the, doing the crafts or whatever. It's
yeah,
about the quality of that connection when
yeah,
you're doing an
yeah,
activity.
yeah, yeah.
And so
And
maybe I think our focus is off of what is, a good mum.
yeah,
So let's not feel guilty for the things we can't do.
yeah,
You're saying focus on the type of mum you are, what your strengths are,
yeah.
and use that to get your connection with your children.
Yeah, exactly. And really lean into that. And back to your point as well. I mean, connection is so important because if you are like me, the kind of mum who, when the crafting happens, goes, the glitter, the scissors, can we put the marker pens away? Oh, nobody's having fun.
No,
Nobody's having
you've lost your
fun at
connection
all.
there.
Lost the connection. There is no joy. Whereas in my case, or in our family's case, we sit down, we're reading a book, I'm doing silly voices, or I'm doing Play-Doh, that, then I'm there. Then I'm absolutely there. And meal times, that's a really simple way to make connection. Food has always been such a great connector of
Mm,
people. It really, I agree, that needs to be something. If you can't manage it most days, you try one day, 2 days over the weekend. It's like, no, actually, Saturday lunchtime and Sunday lunchtimes, they are boundaried off. This is for the family. We are having this time together, sitting at the table,
mm.
eating together. It's so important to have that.
That's interesting.
Dinner time chaos, homework meltdowns, endless washing. If your evenings feel like survival mode, the Command the Chaos Mum Life Management Planner is your first step back to calm. It's a printable 8-page guide and planner to help you reset your routines and breathe again. Start your reset today at realliferealkitchen.com. Link in the show notes.
Even you just saying about reading books and doing funny voices, see, I go straight into, why can't I be that mum? You know, if I saw mum doing that, I'd be immediately like, no, I'm not perfect because I can't do that. Oh no, I don't do Play-Doh. I hate it. You know, isn't that interesting? It just brings it straight back to we keep
Yeah,
seeing what we can't do. As soon as we see a mum doing something we
yeah,
can't do, like, I'm
yeah,
not perfect, I can't do
yeah,
that. Oh
yeah.
no, what's wrong with me? I'm not, you know, I'm not a good mum.
But actually, what's quite useful about that is if you clock the mum who's like, you can do the funny voices. You enjoy baking with the children. Let's do a play date where, if you're happy to do baking and crafting, go for it. And I would love to do the reading and the silly voices and a play or, whatever it is, whatever my kind of strength is.
Yeah.
In some ways, you can, and this comes back to the community, doesn't it? Again, if you think
Yes.
about within a family, amongst brothers and sisters, mad uncles, mad aunts, and parents, grandparents, everybody brings something different to the table. You'll have your kind of grumpy one you can tease, then you've got the witty one, then you've got the joyful one, you've got the melancholic one, and it all comes together, everybody bringing something to that.
Yeah.
So coming back to the mums, we are trying as individuals to be an entire community
Okay.
for our children and bringing
Yes.
all the gifts, all the personality traits, even those we don't have.
And then beating ourselves up when we
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So this
Yeah,
is really cool. We've given some really, really good ideas. Also, thinking that maybe some tips of kind of like where to start. So we've
yeah,
said, you know, do the mum's bits that are your strengths.
yeah,
But what about if you're so exhausted you feel you can't do any of these things? And I know we've said a meal to connect would be great. Obviously, meals can be an absolute nightmare as well. So what would be some like nice, simple, straightforward takeaway tips for mums
yeah,
so that they can, yeah, start making that shift of not
yeah.
feeling like they're not the perfect mum.
Okay, first thing, the phone needs to go away. That really needs to be an intentional, I am putting this away. Okay, so that is the first thing. Be it, 7 o'clock in the evening, it goes off and your brain has a break. And for the next couple of things, also put the phone away. Is come back to my point, just go for a walk with the children. Just it can be right, we're just going to walk to the shops, or we're going to go to walk to the park if you live in a town, or just go for a walk. Do that again, try and do that semi-regularly. My third option, if you are so physically exhausted, let's say, new baby, toddler, you haven't slept, find some really lovely, wholesome family films to watch. So you
Yeah.
have, might be 2, 3, even 4 days on the trot where you go, we're just having movie week, and you sit on the sofa, smothered in children, and you just hold them and you watch the film with them. Phone away, for not doing this whilst watching the film, but you are there with them present, and you get to physically recharge, but you also got that physical connection and the holding, and they love it. They just love it when
Yeah,
you're,
that's your time.
yeah,
That's they need some time with you.
yeah,
And you know, quality time one-on-one without the phone is really
mm,
important. And
yeah,
if yeah, all you can manage is watching a movie, and if you can keep your
yeah.
eyes open, that is
Yeah,
really cool.
exactly. And you know what? Even if you're snoozing, but they are physically close.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean,
No, I remember, so I was at that complete
yeah,
exhausted, you know, phase. So when my husband died, I literally was like, I honestly achieving a day, every day I would get to like 7 or 8 p.m. and go, oh my God, I did it. And achieving a day was literally as much as just all I had to do was feed the kids. I say
yeah,
all, it was massive. They
yeah,
had to be fed and they had to go to school. Well, two of them were school, two weren't. That to me was an achievement.
yeah.
There was
How old,
no
how old
higher
were,
bar. The bar
was
was
this,
really
how old were the children? So you got two at
so
school.
so two were at school.
Yeah.
One was 1.5 and I was pregnant when my husband
Wow.
died.
Wow,
And
wow,
then
wow.
obviously those early years of so two not at school and two at school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to get
Wow.
through that.
So
Yeah.
not only was it the grief, but you had the hormones, the birth, the toddler, the baby.
Yeah. Then I had not to go on about me, but I did have the 2-year-old not sleeping for more than 2 hours at a time for 42 nights. Yes, I counted.
42 nights. But
So, you know,
that
I've lived all these things.
That's beyond
They're
biblical. I
real.
think even Noah, it wasn't raining for more than 40 days. So that's, yes, well done, Vanessa. Oh my goodness, that,
So
yeah,
it's really, the point is bringing the bar right
yeah,
down,
yeah,
right? Forget about being the baking mum, the crafting mum, the
yeah,
all those other mums. I was the mum who literally just had to get through the day.
yeah.
They had to get to bed and they had to be fed,
Mhm,
and older two had to get to school. That's a
mhm,
win. That was
mhm,
it. There were three
mhm.
aims of the day.
Yeah,
Only when I could achieve those, like relatively easily, did I
yeah,
then increase to more
yeah.
things than that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's also an important element. You, again, women, maybe it's women, maybe it's society, I'm not sure. But we go, no, we've got to change. Change has to happen and everything has to change at once. And if it doesn't, we've failed.
Mm.
And yet you fail because it's too much change at once. And obviously you've got small people, you've got children that you're trying to bring along and they're not so good with change either. And it all falls apart. I think back to your
Well, it's not
point.
realistic
No,
to
it's not
expect.
realistic. No, no, but yet we do expect
We
these
do.
massive changes. There's brain, and then there's kind of the lizardy bit of our brain that's like, no, we can do this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yes, I think
I think that was my problem for a lot of life, was expecting I could do more than I
yeah,
could,
yeah,
and then putting that pressure on myself. And it's literally, to coin a phrase, setting myself up to fail,
yeah,
because I just kept adding on things that I couldn't possibly achieve. Like,
yeah,
I can't, if I can't bake, which I can't, I
yeah,
would never be the baking mum. So why am I putting pressure on myself? But that's just one example that we've been kind of talking about, but there were so many things. I
yeah.
had all these expectations of myself. They weren't realistic. And
Mhm.
maybe if you picked one of them, you could achieve one of them. But as mums, we want to do all of them. So
Yeah,
you have to totally bring the bar down, stop trying to expect that you can do all these things.
yeah,
And some mums are trying to work as well. So not
yeah,
only are you
yeah,
being the mum at home doing all those high expectation things of running a home, and then you've got to work as well.
yeah.
Seriously, who said we're supposed to be able to do all these
I know,
things?
I know. And also, I mean, again, thinking about your situation as a widow, but those who are single mums, you don't have anyone to do the code blue jobs. You've got to do the code blue jobs. I mean, it's like the plungers, the bins, all of these things, which, look, I'm sure there are ladies out there who go, oh, yes, the bins. Most don't. That's usually sort of
Mm,
handed over.
mm,
So you've got to
mm,
do it all. Yeah, I think there is. But then we get so stuck in our own heads. It's coming back to lack of community. You haven't got your family around. You haven't got your mum sort of saying, is this realistic? You haven't got those voices of, I don't want to say sanity, but those voices who are grounded and who know you and can say, it's okay. You can let go. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all
mm.
right. So,
Well, I have to say, I had a doctor at one point and he said, "You're trying to do too much." I just went, "Oh, don't be so ridiculous," and walked out. But then I thought about it. So I cut down what I was doing.
yeah,
I was still doing too much. I did that so many times. It took me
yeah,
like over 5 years to cut down and cut down and cut down.
yeah.
So if I want to leave everyone with one like takeaway tip, is I
Hmm.
guarantee you're trying to do too much. You are
Hmm.
already doing too much. You're trying to do more. You're trying to do too much. Please don't even cut it down, like, because you could take 5 years to keep reducing it. Just stop and say,
Yeah,
what are my basic essentials? What are my three things that I have to do to go, yes, I've achieved today.
yeah.
I am a good mum.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also really, if you are working or it is really carving that time out for yourself to reflect. I think what a lot of mums also don't do, they don't have I call it my running away time. So I get now granted I'm homeschooling, so I'm at home with the children a lot. But to say, do you know, there's going to be a couple of hours a week where I just do my thing. I'm not in the home folding or whatever it is that needs to be done. I'm not at the supermarket. I am out. Again, if you need a walk, if a museum is your thing, if going to the gym is your thing, or in my case, just sitting in a cafe and watching the world go by, whatever it is, that gives you a little bit of headspace just to have that
Mm,
break. If that's
mm,
possible, that's again really important. And coming back to your point, you can then step out, reflect. What are the simplest things? And it is, as you say, school. If you get your children to school, get them fed and get them to bed in one piece. You know, clean, bonus. But if they're not clean, their immune systems are going to be excellent. So, you know, win-win, win-win. So, so
Cool.
yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, Vanessa. So, have you got anything else to add to that?
No, I think that's very good. I think that's probably enough, really.
Okay, I'll stop the recording now. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's how we get the word out to help all those other mums out there who are curious, questioning, just looking for a little bit of support in this crazy, crazy world. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.